Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating source,
Hmm.
excerpts from Robert Kiyosaki's classic, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's a book that fundamentally challenges how many of us think about money and work, too, actually. So, let's maybe kick things off by defining the core idea, the real conflict at the heart of this book. What's it all about?
Yeah, it's quite powerful. Kiyosaki sets up this contrast using two father figures. There's his own dad, the poor dad, who valued, traditional education, job
And
security.
standard path, really.
Exactly. And then there's his friend's dad, the rich dad, who championed financial education, entrepreneurship. The book really aims to help you understand this thing he calls the rat race.
Ah, yes, the rat race, that feeling of just running in place financially.
Precisely. That cycle of working harder, maybe getting a raise, but then your bills just go up too. You never really build lasting wealth. So this distinction he makes, it's designed to make you rethink, your whole approach to money.
Okay, you mentioned the rat race, and Kiyosaki makes a very specific point about how we look at money within that trap. Specifically, assets versus liabilities. This can be a bit surprising for people, right? Like, many folks think their house is an asset, but he pushes back on that.
He really does.
Can you break down why that distinction is so crucial and why it
Well,
might feel, well, counterintuitive?
absolutely.
And
And it is counterintuitive for many. The key insight, I think, isn't just what assets to buy. It's understanding that anything, really, anything that takes money out of your pocket is a liability.
regardless of its value on paper.
Right. Regardless of perceived value.
Yeah.
So the wealthy, according to this rich dad figure, they focus on acquiring real income-generating assets.
Mm-hmm.
Things like real estate that pays rent, stocks that pay dividends, maybe profitable businesses.
Things that put money in your pocket.
Exactly. In contrast, he argues the poor and middle class often buy liabilities, big houses, expensive cars, thinking they're assets. But actually, they're just draining cash. Payments, maintenance, taxes. It really flips the script on conventional financial wisdom.
That is a powerful way to reframe it. Okay, so it sounds great, having money work for you. But let's be real. For someone starting out, working for money is often just necessary.
Of course.
How does Kiyosaki's philosophy handle that? Does it require a certain amount of capital to even begin, or are there steps to start that shift?
That's a really important point.
Mhm.
And no, it's not necessarily about having a huge pile of cash to start. Kiyosaki emphasizes the mindset shift first, moving from only working for money to figuring out how to make money work for you. This means consciously, deliberately, using your earnings, even if they're small at first, to buy those income-generating assets, to start building passive income streams.
So it's not about quitting your job tomorrow necessarily.
Not at all. It's about being strategic with the money you do earn. He stresses things like entrepreneurship, taking calculated risks, and maybe most importantly, continuous learning. Learning through doing, through real-world experience, not just relying on formal education or that, often false sense of security from a steady job.
Right.
It's about starting small, learning as you go, and making your money work harder, bit by bit.
Okay, so beyond the specific investments or maybe starting a business, what personal qualities, what kind of mindset shifts does this rich dad philosophy really push for like sustained success? It sounds like it's asking for more than just smart money moves. It feels like a deeper change in how you approach things.
Precisely. You've hit it. The book really highlights things like self-discipline, delaying gratification.
Which is hard.
It is. And having the courage to actually challenge conventional thinking about money, to
Yeah.
question what you've always been told. He also advocates for teaching kids about money early on, fostering a mindset of, opportunity instead of scarcity,
Mm-hmm.
and practical skills too, like sales, marketing, understanding tax advantages, which, let's face it, the wealthy often use legally to their benefit,
Yeah.
and just constantly investing in your own financial education.
So it all points towards
What?
a more proactive life.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to put it. A proactive, almost entrepreneurial approach to life, not just to specific business ventures. Being an active player, not just letting things happen to you financially.
So, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's definitely not just about dollars and cents. It's really about a pretty profound mindset shift, redefining success maybe and how you get there. So, wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you, our listener, as you're navigating your own financial path?
Well, I think the book really invites you to fundamentally rethink income, work, and wealth. It's meant to inspire a more proactive approach to your financial success. And maybe it raises a key question for everyone listening. What conventional thinking about money might you be holding on to that? Well, that isn't really serving you. And following his logic, what assets are you truly prioritizing in your own life? Is that house, that car, is it really an asset or is it maybe a liability holding you back? Definitely something to think about.